Hello viewers, today for the initial checkout we have a Haier branded air conditioner. This unit I got from a good friend of mine. Unfortunately they no longer wanted the unit because they claimed it was too loud, and they replaced it with a Frigidaire Gallery inverter portable 14,000 BTU air conditioner. This unit is rather interesting because unfortunately it came from the bad era of Haier air conditioners, and that reason being why these were called the bad era units was because they would always lose their charge, because we believe it's some sort of manufacturing defect that does that. So unfortunately people say this from the bad era, but this thing is still working fine. I don't know how long it's been around for, but probably quite some time. I'd say probably almost like 15 years or something. I don't know exactly how old this thing is, but it's new enough to be a 410A system, but it's not new enough to be R22. Well, it's not old enough to be R22, so let's take a closer look at this thing, and then we will fire it up. Here's a look at our control panel. Unfortunately, this is an electronic control panel, but it works perfectly fine. It's still in good working order. So, take a look at our Haier badge right there. This unit has the full window kit and everything, because like I said, this came from a good friend of mine, and the unit only went out of service very recently. Here's a look at this part here. This little notice. Now unfortunately the data tag is missing on this one, so we don't know the BTUs per hour, we don't know the amps or the current or the wattage, but we do know this is a pretty large air conditioner. It's got a 4-layer thick condenser and a 4-layer thick evaporator. So let's go ahead and take a look at the back. Here's a look at the back. See our Haier logo right there. Camera is having a focus freak show. There's our Haier logo right there. We'll take a look at the compressor. This one is a Rechi Precision. It's Rechi Precision compressor. This one is a 410A. Here's our confirmation. This is a 410 system. 41.5 for the locked rotor amps. This is definitely a pretty big machine. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to fire this thing up. We do have our airflow tester right there, because we are going to do some airflow testing, and we're going to see how powerful this thing is. So let's go ahead and fire this thing up. Gonna go ahead and, so actually, believe it or not, we're just going to fire it up on cooling. So that's what it's already set for when I did turn it off, because I had to run downtown real quick. So let's go ahead and hear that compressor fire up. I'm going to go ahead and get on this side here, because that's where the compressor is located. And we're going to fire it up in 3, 2, 1. Alright, I fired right up, no problem. Gonna go ahead and start off with an airflow test. We're gonna test the evaporator side first. Let's see how powerful this thing is. Here we go. Alright, this thing is very powerful. Already pushing 1,600 RPM. Gonna go ahead and put it down to low. Pushing out just about 1,500 RPM. It's already gotten cold. Crank it up to high. There's our power output right there. This thing is very strong. Pushing just about 1,700 RPM. So yeah, this thing is a lot of power. So we're going to say this is a 14,000 BTU because it's got 4-layer thick coils on each side, and fan itself is pretty strong too. So we're going to go ahead and check that out next. But before we do that, I do want to show you what is on this side. I might be able to get a look at here. Here's a look at this tag. So we're going to say this is a 14,000 BTUs. So now we're going to go ahead and do an airflow test on the condenser side. And this thing is powerful. This thing has an incredible amount of power for being only 14,000. So let's check it out. There we go, look at that. This thing is very powerful. So yeah, very, very powerful. Just pushing 1450 RPM on the back of the unit there. So this thing is very powerful for its size. Airflow is ice cold. We'll take a look at our fan. Very, very, very powerful. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look through the back. This thing is so clean, you can see all the way through. Yeah, you can see all the way through the coil there. It is perfectly clean all the way through. Very, very clean. Get a good shot for our thumbnail here. So yeah, that's the initial checkout of this higher branded 14,000 BTU window air conditioner. A very recent acquisition that needed minimal maintenance to keep itself going. That's it for now. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick production here, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.